Hello everybody, this is Steve Goggins from Lead FTS, Goggins Force. Today I want to talk a little bit about bicep injuries and my opinion on bicep injuries and why they probably happen. From my experience and from what I've seen from being in the sport of powerlifting. Bicep injuries from being in the sport of powerlifting. Number one, I think the biggest thing is learning how to properly deadlift. Proper form deadlifting. You need to keep your arms straight. If your arms are not straight when you pull on the bar, if you have some kind of bend, because if you have an over-under grip, which is the normal grip in powerlifting, that's the way it's supposed to be most of the time. I use hook grip, but I use over-under for a long time. I never had a bicep injury doing it that way. But if you use the over-under grip, you have to be more aware that your under grip does not, you do not have a bent arm, you're not bent at the elbow. Your arms need to be straight as possible. You cannot even, don't play with this at all. It's not anything to mess around with. And somebody tell you your arms are not straight, you need to work on straightening those arms out, because this is something, an injury is going to happen. When it happens, you not go, you go wish you, had taken care of this beforehand. So keeping the arms straight is the most important thing when deadlifting. Learn proper form. Another thing is when you're pulling is don't snatch up on the bar. Don't jerk on the bar. Don't pull up, when you get set to pull, you want to be tight against the bar, and you want to pull the slack out of the bar. So you pull up on the bar and you pull the slack out. If you pull the slack out of the bar, that means the slack needs to be pulled out of your arms and your shoulders and your body. So when you get ready to pull, there's no reason for you to re-engage again as far as going back down and then coming back up and straightening out. Then you're putting your biceps at risk. Okay? If you want to be as straight as possible, so you don't want to bend the arms. Keep the arms as straight as you possibly can throughout the start of this movement and all the way up to the top. You don't want to bend them at all. Okay? Biceps has the arms, the elbows have to be locked out. I always tell a lot of lifters, I tell a lot of my lifters, I go, flex your triceps. I've been saying this for years. Flex your triceps from the start. Maybe that'll help you. Pull up on the bar, pull all the slack out. Pull as much slack as you can out of the bar. I can't say this enough. I've seen so many bicep injuries over and over and over. I've been lifting. I'm 51 years old. I competed since I was in my teens. I've never had a bicep injury, because that is one thing I made sure not to do, is always to keep my arms straight. And I never try to snatch up on the bar. There's a few occasions where I my shoulders go back down a little bit and pull up a little bit, but to the very minimum. You want to try to eliminate that altogether if possible. I don't even like when I do it. It's not good at all. You want to keep, you don't need to snatch up on the bar. When you see lifters, even there's great lifters out there that snatch up on the bar, reach and grab it, snatch it, pull it up. It becomes a habit, snatching up on the bar, jerking it before they get ready to actually pull. This is the only thing it's doing is putting you at risk for an injury. So just because it doesn't happen, doesn't mean it ain't coming. Doesn't mean you're not weakening those tendons and ligaments in there to where something's going to happen. When it happens, you're going to feel like a fool because you probably could have prevented it. This is a preventable injury. If you take care of your biceps and keep your arms straight when you're deadlifting, it can be prevented. No snatching, no jerking up on the bar. That's the first thing. And keep your arms locked. Okay? You want to pull smooth from the floor. You want to explode by pulling all the slack out of the bar as much as possible. That's the way you pull a deadlift. You don't need to jerk. You can be successful doing it, but you're taking a chance. I'm not saying you can't be successful doing it. You can. You see lifters that are successful doing it. But how many go through their whole career without having some kind of bicep injury or injury, haven't done that? So you have to weigh the risk. Is it worth it to do that? I say not. And you can be just as, because when you jerk up on the bar, it tends to throw you forward and pull you over top of the bar. And so in order to keep a great line, a straight line, you want to pull up the slack out of the bar, pull on it, pull straight up with a lot of power. Do not let the bar pull you forward. And you do this by keeping your arms straight and fully extended, as straight as possible. And a cue I always say is long arms, come on. Long arms, stretch out, pull the slack out of the bar.